Welcome back, Empty Wallet Chevy owner. I went and picked this scooter up. There's not much to write home about, but the price is good. They said it wouldn't run, so they had the head off of it. And so I'm attempting just to put it back together and see where we're at as far as why it wouldn't run if it was if it wasn't getting spark, or if it wasn't getting gas, or if they was only trying to kick start it. And then I'm gonna try to get a battery to start it, because this feels like a lot of slop in there. So it needs to be repaired and replaced, but I always like the electric start myself personally. But so that's where I am now. I just took the tensioner out. That's what that is. Sits right there on top, the chain tensioner. Kind of ripped the gasket a little bit, but I think it'll be alright for testing purposes. But so that's where I am, is putting a cylinder, or what's it called, cylinder jug maybe. I think that's the right term. I don't know. Part of the head, putting it back on. And so that's where I am right now. So I'm going to do that. Got these two spacers. I believe it's the top and bottom. And then make sure I get my chain through there and get the piston in and the cylinder part in. And then show you what's next. I guess it's out of the way. The piston looks pretty burnt on the side, but it still has oil in the housing and the block, so I'm gonna leave it in there just for testing purposes. But this is how I got it. But I do have, he said I had all the parts to put it back together, so we'll see as it goes along. But I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's what is it, CY6 somewhere on the head. It told, I've seen it. It was like engraved on the head somewhere. But on this was it this part or the other part? I don't know. CY6 I think is what these Chinese motors are, 50cc. So I think they're pretty easy to put back together, but this will be my first one putting back together, and then hopefully I can figure out how it runs, but or figure out why it ain't running. But there was a couple differences on here. I believe it had that smog delete on here, even though it was a 2014, and my 2011, the other scooter, has the smog stuff on there. But hopefully I do have everything to put it back together. I did order a new valve cover gasket, and it needs the gasket for the cooling box. I don't know what it's called. The plastic box that goes around the head. There's like a little rubber gasket that goes around one of these flanges. I don't know if it's this one or the other section. I think it's the other section, but it's ripped. But that's not a big deal. It's not holding like oil. It's gotta be leak proof or nothing. Definitely not leak proof, so I would probably glue up the old ripped one, or just stick it on there just for testing purposes, to see if I can get this thing back running. But yeah, that's where I am. Everything looks like it's okay except for the head. But I mean, except for not having the head on there, the carburetor's there intact, side cover's intact, the other side's intact, everything's still together. So that's where I am on it today, Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, I'm attempting this only to get it back together, and then see if I could get it running or just resell it or see what happens with it. So yeah, well, let me slide this on there. It does have a lot of burnt right there, but I'm just gonna leave everything alone and just put it back together and see where we're at. But he said put a new petcock on here because it wasn't running, and they thought it was not getting gas, and then they thought it didn't have any compression. So it does got new valves, but they ain't put it on the valve in the valves yet. In the, what is it called? Well, I guess that'd be the head that has the valves. The new valves wasn't put in yet. So damn, it's a warm Saturday, probably 10:30. But let me get on this before it gets any hotter and get that valve cut, fucking valve jug, I think's what it's called. If it's not, then I don't know. But I think that's what it's called. But yeah, let me get on it. Alright, see you later. I'm right back. I'm gonna set the camera here and see if you're getting a shot. Getting a shot. Oh, let's see at the end, I guess, and I'll tell you what's going on. But got this little piece of me. I don't like it down in case it got any grit on it. I'm sure the chain's got grit on it anyways from falling and hanging down there. But the chain guard goes underneath the chain and the other, not chain guard, but yeah, kind of like a chain guard, chain guard, yeah. Tensioner, I guess. I heard some people call it. Get my glove back on so I don't get all freaking overly. Just grab this and grab this chain and hold it up. And this has got these two little outriggers on it. Screw goes up towards the chain, slides underneath the chain. Alright, I'll get the chain up out of the way. My piston. When I pulled the chain, I rocked my piston a little bit, but it's not in time anyways. It's no telling, so I had to get it back in top dead center time and when I go to put the can back in. But then I have this metal gasket, just reusing all the old gaskets. I'm gonna spend what I don't need on something I don't know will run or can get to run. But just kind of wipe it off a little bit. And pretty much only one way it will go on to hold that chain guard in. Pull the chain through. Get stuff lined up. Slide right on. But there's that. And yeah, you gotta put your cam on. Well, you gotta put your valve head on, and then you can put your cam on, and then your lifters. But so that's what I got so far. Just been out here maybe a couple minutes, 10 minutes or something. Yeah. But they didn't have the, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they didn't have the tensioner off, so I don't really know how they got the cam out. But we will, let me show you, well, yeah, let me grab the other parts. You want to come with me? Alright. I got a little bit of battery. Yeah, there's the other scooter. Doing the rust paint job on it yet. Yeah, got it tagged. I still got the 2 pieces to put on there. Had to rewire some stuff. Got all the electrical running from the battery. So it might not been giving the other guy a problem, but it was giving me a problem that when I replaced the battery. Well, here's the next part: the valve, the head, exhaust port, intake port, lifters, valve cover. There's the other gasket that's for the fan box. Oh yeah, here's a cam. Nothing fancy, but there's how you set your timing. 2 holes, the 2 small holes line up with crossed here, and then the big hole sticks straight up right in the middle. And then let me grab this and take you back. Got that gasket on, that side. Yeah, right there's what it is, yeah, what is it, CY, no, that's the CY05, so I'm not sure if that's, I thought it was like CY6. Oh, okay. Shut the door. Keep the door shut on here. Yeah, it ain't my Blazer. It was like, Dad came out here and was like, oh, shut my door. He's over here watching the Westerns. Let's see. I'll just give you a look at it. I'm not sure what to look for, but there's like that deleted smog thing. I don't know. I sit back down. I quit just standing up and working on stuff. But yeah, gotta find the other exhaust nut. But they're only like $2 or $3 on eBay for studs and nuts and stuff. So. But yeah, let me get this wiped down on these surfaces, and then so yeah, it goes on this way. Exhaust up, intake up, exhaust down. Only gonna go on there one way because of the shape. You gotta run your chain through there, and your chain guards and chain tensioner plastic deals. But yeah, I'll just give it a wipe down and slap it on there. Slides right on. Oh yeah, it does got two of those things that line it up. I think these are the 2. You can notice them, they're a little bit bigger, and those spacers are only going to fit into 2 holes on each. just don't leave, I guess. But got them here somewhere. But yeah, let me get that put on there and I'll come back.